The Director of Legal Affairs of the National Democratic Congress is Edwiji Kujo Tamaklo. He's joining us on the line. You're welcome to Eyewitness News, sir.
Maro.
Congratulations to you. You just got a new job at the party office. How is it coming?
Consistent with the work that we've been doing. So we are encouraged to do more.
I see. Talk to us about your difficulties with the limited registration the EC is planning to roll out.
Okay, so Umar, once again, good evening to your listeners. As you are aware, the last time that we've had a voter registration exercise in this country was the year 2020. Now, so for the year 2021, 2022, and this year, the constitutional requirement for continuous registration has not happened. Now, just a few weeks ago, the chairperson of the Electoral Commission at the press conference announced that the commission will be embarking on limited registration exercise, particularly ahead of the district assembly election. As part of the modality, the chairperson gave an indication that the election will be happening in the district offices of the Electoral Commission. Clearly, we consider that position to be unacceptable. That position has the tendency to disenfranchise as many of the young persons who have turned 18 and above. And as you're aware, the various political parties, with the exception of the MPP, have already had a press conference and given an indication to the Electoral Commission that by resorting to the district offices alone, many of our people are going to be disenfranchised. And therefore, we are pleading with the Electoral Commission, as it were, to expand the numbers to include electoral areas. Omaru, thankfully, you are from the Shai Osudoku enclave. The district office there is in somewhere Dodoa. Imagine somebody having to leave Doyomo right to Dodoa in order to just get a voter's card. That alone is enough to discourage the person. Imagine somebody having to move from Akuse or Esuchari right to somewhere around either Dodoa or Odumase, from Akuse to Odumase, in order to get a voter's card. That alone can discourage the person. So we are saying that instead of limiting the matters to only the assembly office in Odumase, expand the process to include Akuse, include Esuchari, include Doyomo, include Shai Doku, and all those places, so that it becomes easier for persons who have turned 18. You want to encourage as many people to take part in the democratic process. And so you do not want to put impediments in their way. I give a classic example. If you go to a place like Nkwanta South, the district office is at Nkwanta. Now, if someone had to move from Brewoniase to Nkwanta itself, that's about 47 kilometers, in order to get a voter's card. You have discouraged that person, that 18-year-old. And this is the time that the Electoral Commission, as part of its core mandate, should begin to look at ways to encourage more of our people to partake in the democratic process. That should be part. And so if you look at Article 47, the rights of Article 45 and the rest, the question of registration of people, it should be an expansive thing. It should not be the workings of the Electoral Commission to ensure that people are discouraged from getting to register. If you pick a classic constituency like Dome Kwabenya, which is even in Greater Accra, Umaru, look at where the district office is, Abokobi. You are having to move somebody from the old PCFF, which is part of Dome Kwabenya, to move to Abokobi in order to get a voter's card. You are having to move somebody from Taifa to Abokobi in order to get a voter's card. You are having to move somebody from Dome to Abokobi in order to get a voter's card. Look at a constituency like Bole Bamboy. From Bamboy to Bole, the district capital, is 130 kilometers, Umaru. It costs you in and out almost 80 cities to move from Bamboy to Bole. Babatu, they call it Bebeto, to Bole, that's about 150 kilometers within the same constituency. And so we are simply saying that in good conscience, Madame Jane Mensah must come off her high horse and appreciate the geographical dynamics of the country that she is the chairperson of, and not limit her understanding of Ghana to be possibly airport residential area. That no, Ghana is bigger than airport residential area. Ghana is geography. Makes it impossible for certain people to even get essential service. Go to Afram Plain South. To move from the Dija Island, Omaru, to Donko Group, it's no joke at all. So this, and you see, Omaru, the interesting thing is that just 2020, taxpayers in this country gave Jane Mensah $74 million to purchase biometric registration kits. These kits are barely 3 years old. So there is no problem whatsoever about availability of equipment. Because these are brand new equipment that were just purchased in the year 2020 and used only for the 2020 registration exercise. So it cannot be a question of lack of logistics. No, it cannot be.
Have we in the past, Eduji, how was it done? Limited registration has always been at EC offices, isn't it? So why asking for this expansion now?
No. Limited registration exercise has never been limited to district offices. In fact, in the year 2019, the first time Madame Jane Mensah, having been appointed, decided to do limited registration exercise. She wanted to limit it to district offices. I recall vividly, led by my senior doctor, Dominic Ayene. We went to the Supreme Court in the case of Ayuba versus the Electoral Commission and Attorney General. When we challenged her decision there in 2019 to do the limited registration exercise in the various districts, just when the injunction application was removed, she filed an affidavit in opposition and now expanded the numbers. The processes, these are public record. She expanded the numbers beyond the district offices. So what has changed? What has changed? And this was even in 2019. I am saying that by 2020, she had gotten money to buy enough registration kits. So that cannot even be a concern as to lack of logistics. No. So there's no legitimate basis to limit, unless, of course, it's diabolical, mischievous, to ensure a deliberate, attempt to disenfranchise as many. In fact, the record will show that any limited registration exercise, it is estimated that we should be registering 2.4 million registrable persons. So why would you want to take an initiative that prima facie, on the face of it, by reason of the geography, distance in this country, you would be limiting the opportunity of people to get registered in order to exercise their legitimate right to vote?
Okay.
I mean, clearly, you can see that Madame Jane Mensah and her commissioners are on the path that clearly does not portend well for the forward march of our democratic experiment.
It seems it's going to be a difficult one for you. You have, as a party, boycotted IPAC. That is where you could raise these issues. You're not going to go to IPAC. Do you not think you should deal with these matters on a one-on-one basis first of all, and if that fails, then you proceed to the court rather than using the court as a first resort?
First of all, Madame Jane Mensah had made it clearly that she's not bound by the decisions of IPAC. You've not heard her before.
But that is a fact.
Listen to me.
That is a fact, isn't it?
So why do you want me to go to a platform that the commissioner says is not bound by it?
Because you try to convince her.
No, Omaru, from your own concession, you admit that she does not see that the decision coming from IPAC to be one binding of her. So, would you want to engage in such an enterprise knowing that it is just going to be a misadventure? Clearly, her posturing, her body language does not suggest one that is amenable to good conscience and good reason. And it is not fair. Omaru.
So, have you filed the papers in court, or this is just a warning to the EC that if they do not do what you are asking, you'd show up in court?
As you are aware, the NDC as a political party has the opportunity to use any legitimate process available under the laws of this country. These processes are not limited relative to only judicial or court processes. And so all the cards will be on the table. What we want is a commission that is amenable and open to reason. And it shouldn't be difficult for anybody who means well to appreciate that to move from Akuse to Dumase, it's not a joke. That to move from Doyumo to Dodowa, it's not a joke. I mean, this is so basic. This is so basic that we should not even have a long, drawn-out conversation about. The kids are there. The kids are there.
Right.
They are so new. They were just purchased in 2020. Just deploy them.
Very well.
And we are good to go.
Thank you. Thank you for speaking to us. That's Eduji Kujo Tamaklo of the NDC. He's the newly appointed Director of Legal Affairs for the party.